Welcome, welcome, welcome everybody to a truly special event. Tonight, we have a heavyweight bout for the ages. In one corner, we have the undisputed champion of quantitative analysis, the data crunching machine itself, Spectra AI. And in the other corner, answering the call, we have the master of narrative, the storyteller supreme, Grok. The gauntlet, folks, has officially been thrown down.
Okay, let's just dive right into this, shall we? We are putting these two AI titans head to head, and the battleground? It's a single, absolutely crucial World Cup qualifier. One of these AIs sees the world in probabilities, in cold, hard stats. The other, it sees form, it sees pressure, it sees the human drama of the sport. The big question is simple. Who's going to get it right?
All right, so here's our game plan for today. First, we'll set the stage for this massive showdown. Then, we're going to break down each contender's strategy. After that, we put them side by side for the tale of the tape. And finally, we'll hear that final whistle.
You know, every great rivalry needs a great arena. And ours? It's the Georgios Karaiskakis Stadium in Greece on November 15th, 2025. This is a high-stakes World Cup qualifier, Greece versus Scotland. The pressure's on, you know that crowd is going to be electric, and the stakes, well, they just couldn't be any higher.
And here are our contenders. On the left, you've got Spectra. It doesn't care about feelings. It only cares about figures, pure data. Then on the right, you have Grok, the context-aware challenger. It reads the news. It understands the pressure. It builds a story. This is a true classic clash of predictive philosophies.
First up, let's go to the blue corner. It's time to break down exactly how Spectra sees this match, and it's all through the cold, hard, and pretty unforgiving lens of pure data. So, how does this thing actually work? Well, Spectra uses what it calls a unified ensemble model. Now, that sounds super complex, I know, but just think of it like this. It's a super committee of different statistical experts. We're talking models like Random Forest and XGBoost. They all analyze the data on their own, and then they vote on the most likely outcome. It's all designed for one thing, maximum accuracy.
And Spectra's whole analysis starts with this core metric, the ELO rating. Just think of it as a raw power score for a team, based only on historical results. And as you can see from this chart, well, it's not even close. The numbers give Scotland a huge advantage, over 80 points. To a machine like Spectra, this is a crystal clear signal. Scotland is, simply put, the stronger team.
So this is where all that number crunching leads. After running literally thousands of simulations, Spectra spits out these final probabilities. And just look at that. The model gives Scotland a commanding 53% chance of winning this thing, even playing away from home.
So after weighing every single historical data point it can find, the takeaway from Spectra is, well, it's crystal clear. Its prediction is unambiguous, it's confident, and it is purely mathematical.
The verdict is in. The numbers point decisively to an away win for Scotland. Case closed. Or is it?
Because now, let's move to our other contender. Grok looks at that 53% probability and basically says, hold on a minute, not so fast. See, Grok doesn't just see numbers, it reads between the lines and tells a story. Grok's approach is completely different. It's doing what we call a narrative analysis, a lot like a seasoned sports pundit would. It's looking for the why behind the game. You know, the human stuff like motivation, pressure, all those little details that can totally turn a match on its head. And the very first piece of its narrative puzzle is right here in the group standings. Just look at that. Greece is trailing by 7 points. For them, this is not just another game. This is a must-win, do or die, backs against the wall kind of situation. For Grok, that level of desperation, that is a huge factor that numbers alone just can't capture.
Grok also scans the history between these two teams. And yes, Scotland has won the last couple of meetings, but the narrative here is one of tight, hard-fought, low-scoring battles. Historically, these games are gritty, they're not blowouts. And this is where Grok really builds its case. It zeroes in on these crucial narrative points. You've got Greece's absolute desperation at home. You've got the pressure on Scotland to keep their unbeaten run going. And then there's the bombshell news, Scotland's #1 goalkeeper is injured. That is a massive vulnerability, especially with a hot striker like Vangelis Pavlidis ready to pounce for Greece.
So, after weighing the context, the pressure, and that late-breaking injury news, Grok basically throws the statistics out the window and confidently calls for an upset. And it doesn't just pick a winner, it tells you exactly how it thinks it's going to happen. A gritty 2-1 victory for Greece, riding that wave of home desperation, fueled by a roaring crowd, and capitalizing on their opponent's big weakness and goal.
Okay, the predictions are in. Spectra says Scotland. Grok says Greece. It is time for the tale of the tape. Let's put these two clashing methodologies right next to each other. First up, their core philosophy. I mean, this is the definition of a style clash. On one side, you have the pure mathematics of Spectra's model. On the other, Grok's human-like contextual storytelling. It's the ultimate battle of logic versus intuition.
And that contrast really shows in the data they value most. Spectra is all about objective, long-term power rankings like ELO. Grok, though, it focuses on the here and now, subjective factors like motivation, momentum, and who just got injured in training yesterday.
And here it is, the moment of truth. I want you to just let this sink in for a second. Two incredibly advanced AIs, given the exact same football match, have arrived at completely opposite conclusions. One is certain of a Scotland win, the other is calling for a Greek upset. Incredible. So the final whistle is about to blow on our little analysis here. What does this incredible AI face-off really tell us about the art and the science of prediction? You know, ultimately, this isn't about which AI is smarter. It's about two different kinds of intelligence clashing. Spectra gives you pure, unbiased objectivity, the cold, hard probability designed for long-term consistency. Grok, on the other hand, gives you adaptability, hunting for that unique story, the narrative that creates a classic, odds-defying upset. And that leaves us with the big question for the future of this whole field. Do we trust the machine that plays the long game with math, or the one that reads the room and tells the story? Maybe the real answer is a hybrid of both. But for today's match, which AI would you trust? And just a quick reminder, all predictions here are for informational and entertainment purposes only. Please always bet responsibly.